Hello, my friends. Welcome to our Sunday night free training. I was planning on talking about some exciting changes that are taking place on Facebook and LinkedIn, but on Thursday and Friday, some things have happened that have actually mandated that we talk about this subject tonight. We talked about it 2 weeks ago when a network marketing company send out cards, changed their comp plan, made a lot of people unhappy. And we went over the 10 top earner secrets that they don't tell you. And some things have changed. Now, the fast way to become a top earner in network marketing is to talk to the people that you know with large circles of influence, bring them into your business, and then help them bring in their friends. You want to go faster? Talk to professionals that you know with large circles of influence, bring them into your business, and help them bring in their friends. But the fastest way to become a top earner is to talk to the professionals that you want to know with large circles of influence, help bring them into your business, and help them bring in their friends. And one group of professionals that you really want to talk to are network marketers. People who are committed to having their own business, entrepreneurs who are attracted to network marketing because of residual income. So, on Friday, a 26-year-old network marketing company terminated the distributor agreement with 100,000 distributors. And like I said, under normal circumstances, I would release this information initially to my coaching students, my advanced class students, and then people in boot camp. But the information, the word about this is spreading so quickly that I just needed to get this out there. And I know I see a number of coaching students and friends here. Advocare terminated their distributor agreements. Now, I pulled this off a website. They announced it was doing away with its network marketing business model. They're shifting to a direct-to-consumer model because they've been talking to the Federal Trade Commission. Now, rather than fight the government, basically what they're doing is they're saying, hey, we're just going to continue to sell to people that like our products, but we want to get out from under the Federal Trade Commission. We don't have to go to fight. We don't have to go to court. Now, Advocare was in court 2 years ago, and no one is to say that this is the culmination of this type of activity. But the bottom line is, if you go to businessforhome.org, you can actually pull up your own story, okay? And it's over here, and I want you to notice the comments that are coming in off of this website from everybody's got an opinion. And I have in my database over 5,000 Advocare leaders and network marketers in the company. And I've been getting emails like crazy myself. I was talking to one leader today who told me, this is Max, in the last month and a half, I'm getting maybe 20 connection requests a day from people. It says, yesterday I got over 1,000. So reaching out to Advocare distributors is easy. Come up here to LinkedIn, just type it in. Advocare. You got 21,000 Advocare reps. Go over on Facebook. People like Advocare. Now, you can't get it that way. Advocare. So, now you can go over here, put in groups, and you have all kinds of Advocare groups. Go over to LinkedIn, do the same thing. Groups. 51 Advocare groups. So there are plenty of opportunities for you to be talking to people in Advocare. But it's going to take more than that. It's going to take a strategy. Minute by minute, more and more people are reacting and responding. So what can the Advocare reps do now? And more importantly, what can you do now? Now I'm currently working with many of the top income earners and their teams in over 100 companies. And many of my students started where you are today and became the top earners and leaders in their companies thanks to social networks, and many brought in top earners from other companies. Now, over the past 23 years, I've worked with the leaders and top earners in over 700 companies that closed, terminated their agreements with distributors, changed the compensation plan, or made other unpopular changes that forced the leaders to leave and find other companies to promote. Some started their own companies. Some went on to other companies or left the industry altogether. Many turned to creating their own products and became affiliate marketers and coaches. The number one secret that's never talked about is every month over 200 companies close or make changes that alienate their distributor base every month. And this is a classic example, but it's huge. Now, as companies close or make decisions that are not appreciated by the distributors, the result is the migration of people out of the company and into something else. In this large group of dissatisfied, frustrated, and unhappy people are leaders with teams that will follow them to another opportunity. These leaders are commonly referred to as whales. Whales are savvy network marketers. They're easy to connect with. Many of them would love to have you in their business. But they could be open to looking at yours and reaching out to an Advocare rep today requires finesse. So, let's talk about these top 10 secrets. First, every month over 200 companies close or make changes that alienate their top distributors. Second, every month 300 new companies are launched. 3, successful networkers leave failing companies for other companies. 4, successful networkers leave good companies for other companies. Now, why would a successful network marketer leave a perfectly good company for another company? Well, they get recruited. Companies make deals with heavy hitters. 6, 85% of the top earners in a company have been in more than one company during their career. And we're going to be talking tonight about 6 and 7. People usually make more money in their second or third MLM than they did in their first. Now, 6 and 7 are going to play an important role in your ability to bring Advocare people into your business. When you bring in a top earner, your business grows faster. It's pretty self-evident. And 9 and 10 are equally as important. Help is available to everyone to bring in a whale, and you can't do it by yourself unless you're already a top earner. And 10, anyone at any level of experience in network marketing can land a whale, even you. Now, there's a story behind every success story. So we're going to take these two items in the book, The Greatest Networkers of the World, 21 ordinary people who became millionaires in network marketing, and the true story of how they did it. 19 of the 21 people in this book were in multiple network marketing companies. Only Margie Aliprandi, who was in New Ways, which became Modere, and Donna Johnson in Arbonne are still with the same company. I'm the most enthusiastic supporter of the network marketing business model you will ever meet. Over the years, network marketing has earned a bad reputation in many circles because of the actions of some companies, so it's not entirely undeserved. However, there are many great companies out there where people are thriving financially. Some companies have done so well that they have their stock publicly traded on a New York Stock Exchange. Unfortunately, startup companies, like in any other kind of business, have been known to crash and burn before their third year. There are many new companies out there today that have no chance of being successful. So it's important to remember what brought you into network marketing as a business: residual income. And it's a great thing. Make this there one time and continually get paid for your efforts. Everybody quotes John Paul Getty: I'd rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. But like any business opportunity, you are betting on the company owners, you're betting on management, you're betting on the market trends that are out there. If the company closes, you lose your residual income. If the company terminates a distributor agreement, you lose your residual income. If the compensation plan changes, your residual income can shrink or stop altogether. And if leaders are unhappy, they find another company and take lots of people with them. Now, here's an example. Back in 2011, a company called True Chocolate undercut their distributors, said bye-bye, and went retail. In 2014, Richard Brooke, who founded OxyFresh, eliminated the network marketing part of the business model. In 2015, a company called Avion, a power company, stopped paying their distributors. In 2015, North American Power did the same thing. They just froze out their distributors, said, thank you very much. Now that we've built up our organization, we don't need you anymore. If you check the distributor agreement that you signed, there's something in there about we reserve the right at any time to modify the compensation plan to our distributors without prior notice. In fact, when my divorce attorney got me into network marketing in 1995, I looked at the distributor agreement and I laughed at him. I said, this is crazy. Why would I get into a business with a company that would do that? And so you have to have owners who are committed to the network marketing model. But what happens? Things change, and the owners change their plans. What plan B do you have? And I want to tell you something. It's a big one. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the options you have, I don't think I could enthusiastically endorse and get behind the network marketing business model like I can. The thing is that most people don't know this. And it's tragic. And it's sad. I get emails like this. Max, I pray you can help me. I got involved with a network marketing company that just went out of business. I exhausted my personal credibility and signed up 8 of my closest friends. Now it appears we're all left hanging out to dry and 9 months of hard work is down the tubes. I believe in the business model of network marketing, and I'm looking for another company. But how can I be sure that the company I will look at will be around in 12 months? Can you recommend some good companies that I should look at? We get these all the time. Or how about this one? Max, I've been a leader in my company for 5 years with an organization of 6,700 people. Last year, my company made a dramatic change to their compensation plan that has reduced my income despite the company's assurances that the change would increase sales, not hurt us. Can you put me in touch with a few leaders in another reputable company? I'm actively shopping to make a closer connection with another leader. And finally, Max, the company I'm with has just seen a tremendous downturn. People and leaders are bailing out of my company faster than the passengers sought to leave the Titanic. What can I do to save my organization? Where can I go that won't require significant investment and whose model is based on the monthly consumption of products at reasonable prices? I get these all the time. So, you've heard the expression, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. Now, I posted this on Facebook. I posted this on LinkedIn. When something happens that takes you down a different road than you had planned, you can take control of the situation and turn it into something positive. What looks like a catastrophe can end up being a wonderful new opportunity. And most people don't realize that. If life gives you lemons, the possibilities are endless. And for those of you that have our scripts book, the strategy for displaced networkers that I'm going to be talking about, you'll find on page 58 through page 60. So, let me tell you how I learned the secret. When I got into network marketing, my first year in the business, I did everything that they told me to do. And one of the things that I did was I ran ads in newspapers. And I would run an ad in the Palm Beach Post. I got enough responses to fill up a hotel meeting, and I signed up enough people at each meeting to pay for the ad and pay for the hotel. Once I went on the internet, I stopped doing hotel meetings, and I stopped running ads in the paper. But when I was running an ad in the paper, a gentleman called in, and he was very, very sharp, and he says to me, after a couple of minutes, I'm talking to him, he says, "Excuse me, but is this network marketing?" And I said, "Yes, it is." Back then, I hated when people asked me that question. And he says, "Well, thank you very much, but I'm not interested." So I said, "Would you mind telling me why?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I got involved in one of these companies a couple of years ago. I'm good in sales." He says, "I got my income up to where I was making about $20,000 a month, and then one day, the company went out of business." He says, "I lost everything. I would never do anything like that again." I didn't know what to say. Didn't know what to say, but I never forgot it. A little over a year later, I learned what to say. See, I went to a company event, and I learned all of this from Dan Stammen. Dan joined our company in January, and in 2.5 weeks brought about 250 people into our business. And the month before, in December, I'd enrolled 20 people over the Christmas holidays. I thought I was hot stuff. And then I get to this convention, this conference, and I find out they're bringing him up on stage. They're giving him Attaboy Dan, and drove me crazy. I went up to the CEO of our company, Jeff Olson. I said, "Is that supposed to be motivational?" And I see that when I attend events where companies have merged with other companies, and the leaders get up there. They were in company A, came over to company B. They bring a lot of people over the first month, and they're getting all kinds of accolades. Wow, this person brought in 300 people. This person went to the top of the business his first 30 days. And I'm going, how are they doing that? Well, I stalked Dan all through that conference. I finally bought him a couple of drinks at the bar one night, and I got his story. See, Dan had been in the industry for 10 years before he joined our company. He was in company A, company B, company C, and company D before he got into our business. And every time he leave a company, it could be a comp plan change, it could be the company went out of business, he brought people from the other companies, leaders from the other companies with him. Well, our company was ultimately sold to Prepaid Legal, and a lot of leaders left. He stayed. Stayed for a couple of years, made a lot of money, and then he launched his own company, World Ventures. Now, I never knew that this activity took place. But what I found out from Dan enabled me to build my business and add thousands of people to my business in 18 months. Because we went shopping for unhappy network marketers. Now, the company I was in, the People's Network, was founded by Jeff Olson and Eric Worre. And these are pictures of some of my leaders at the company events. And then what happened was one of my distributors, in fact, this young lady right here, became the internet queen in our company. She buys a computer to meet people. She meets Roger up in Jacksonville. Now, the mutual attraction, the thing that connected them, he was in a network marketing company called ACN. He was trying to recruit her into his business, but they were both horse lovers. And so if you're going to reach out to people in Advocare, aside from the fact that you're a network marketer and they're a network marketer, you have got to have multiple things in common with these people. So don't think that just because somebody's an Advocare, that's going to be enough. It's got to be something else. So these two connect, and Roger's company changed their comp plan. Roger had been with him for 4 years. He was an area coordinator. He was making about $2,000 a month. His company changed the comp plan. They told him, oh, it's going to be okay because we're dropping the price. You'll be able to sell more. Instead, his check went down from $2,000 to $700 a month. He sees Cindy online. When he got his check, sends her a message. Then they get me on the phone for a 3-way call. We bring him into business. Now, Roger was not a top earner, okay? Area coordinator. He was just at the point where he was starting to make money. And so we ended up bringing Roger into the business. And I said, Roger, if you're not happy, I'm sure there are other people in your company that aren't happy. He says, nobody's happy. Just like you can say nobody's happy in Advocare right now. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? So Roger gave me the names of 5 regional vice presidents, top people on the list. And I called one. And I ended up getting him on the telephone. Once I got on the internet, I stopped running ads in papers. I stopped holding hotel meetings. Instead, what I did was I would go to other people's meetings, and I started wearing a cowboy hat so people could recognize me. It was primitive attraction marketing. Primitive, but it worked. Well, Roger, down at the bottom, hooks us up with his most successful upline, Terry. I called Terry up, introduced myself, and I said, Terry, a lot of you people are getting into my business, and if you have a few minutes, I'd really like to. I introduced myself, and I said, you have a few minutes, I'd like to know what's going on with your company. He gave me 15 minutes, and then he talked to me for 3 hours. I subsequently brought Terry into our business. Regional Vice President. Terry ends up bringing 5 more Regional Vice Presidents. Cindy became the internet queen in our company. They added 1,400 people to her business in 90 days. And a month later, they had 3,000 people in the business. Cindy became known as the internet queen. Jeff Olson would go on to leave prepaid, stayed with the company for a little while. Started Nerium. They had a name change. They're now in the Aura, Eric Worre. jumped into a bunch of companies, including Send Out Cards, and then he launched his GoPro program. Terry, well, he's jumped over to Shackley. Now, anyone at any level of experience in network marketing can bring a whale into their business, even you. Jacques was in one of our boot camps, connected with 2 whales, brought them into his business. Tom participated in our 2-day retreat, did 1 post, had 20 people respond, spoke to 13 of them, signed up 4. One was the #1 bodybuilder in New Zealand. Sheldon added over 3,000 eager and unhappy C-Silver network marketers to his Manatech business in 3 weeks. He connected with an unhappy and very pretty networker in the company. She joined his Manatech business with some of her leaders, and they brought a team of over 3,000 people with them. Then they got married. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to meet the love of your life on Facebook or LinkedIn, but it is possible. Sarah, 20 years old, connects with a heavy hitter, a whale, who was responsible for bringing 6,000 people into her business in 6 months. 7 years later, she had over 32,000 people. And with my help, the size of her group increased from 32,000 to 55,000 in 1 year. My good friend Jim McCune has a list, MLMgraveyard.com, where he lists companies that went out of business for all kinds of different reasons. Now, there are unhappy network marketers out there. Leader, something has changed in the company, and it's changed the opportunity. Change in the comp plan, company goes out of business, company leaves the market, product change, upper leadership change, and now, hey, how about terminate the whole business? Orphans, people in good companies without any connections. The person who got them in the business is no longer working in the business, and I'm here to tell you, don't shoot for the big guys. Okay? Find people that share your background. Find people that share your experience. There are orphans. There are people in Advocare that you could talk to, and you have a better shot of bringing them into your business because you have a lot in common. So, reasons why companies are closed. Well, the one right at the top, shut down by the Federal Trade Commission. Rather than fight with the Federal Trade Commission, Advocare said, oh, okay, we're just going to throw out the distributor agreements. Closed by the FDA, closed by the SEC, closed with a cease and desist order, closed with a restraining order, closed by the owners without notice. A lot of times they just run out of money, run out of will. Closed by the company with a bankruptcy. Company is acquired by another company. Company pulls out of a market, or they no longer produce the products, or they pull out of a country. People's Network was acquired by Prepaid Legal, that later became Legal Shield. Longevity picked up Bella Vita, Rico Life, and Free Life. Jeunesse picked up Monavir. Modere picked up Absorbed New Ways. Zija picks up Kivana, Zango, and Amza Gold. Ideal Health, started by 3 New Skin millionaires, ran for a couple of years. They licensed Donald Trump's name, became the Trump Network for a year and a half, ran out of money, just disappeared. Now, at the beginning of last year, actually in June of last year, the FTC shut down a company called Mob. They've been in business since 2012. Earlier in the year, now you could go on LinkedIn and do a search for Mob. You got 1,110 distributors. Earlier in the year, they shut down a company called Digital Altitude. Same company structure. Same compensation plan structure. They were selling high-end training programs. Again, go on LinkedIn, do a search for Digital Altitude. Now, there's a company out there right now called 8-Figure Dream Lifestyle that has pretty close to the same business model of Mob and Digital Altitude. It is easier to make friends with a company, with people in a company, before the proverbial stuff hits the fan. I be making friends with people in that company before they are shut down. What's a possibility that's going to happen? I wouldn't bet against it. Randy Gage got into a dispute with the owners of Agile. They promised him all kinds of stock. They reneged on their agreement. This goes back to 2000 and I think it was 15. So he leaves. They didn't pay him. He joins another company, makes a big announcement, lets everybody out there know, and that did not help the cash flow of the parent company, JR Networks, who subsequently filed for bankruptcy. It turned out they owned 10 network marketing companies. They had a healthy cash flow. They used the money to support the other companies. With Randy leaving, the company just didn't make the money they were making before, so the whole thing collapsed. People who like Agile on Facebook. People who like Agile on LinkedIn. And you look for people, and then you look for groups. Businessforhome.org carried news last year when Clinique, a 95-year-old direct sales company, shut down. Same thing. People in Clinique, easy to find people. Avon last year pulls out of Australia and New Zealand. 21,400 Avon reps out in the cold. 165,000 Avon reps on LinkedIn, 616 in Australia, 1,114 in New Zealand. Now, with all of this going on, how can I get so excited about network marketing? If I could go back to that gentleman that I was talking to on the telephone when he told me his company went out of business, Dan, every time he went to another company, he brought people with him from other companies. So all of these Advocare reps can use this opportunity to bring all kinds of people over to a new opportunity. And that's what all the top earners are doing right now. They're circling the wagons, they're contacting their leaders, they're all trying to decide where can we go quickly. And while they're all doing this, you know, network marketing companies have non-compete agreements. If you leave a company, you're forbidden to reach out and connect or talk to other people in your company. That's out the window with Advocare. Any Advocare leader can talk to anybody in Advocare in any organization and not have to worry about the company coming after them for breaking that part of the distributor agreement. It's all gone. It's all gone. So, there are orphans. There are people out there that are going to be looking for a new home. And number 6, people make more money. Number 7, people routinely make more money in their second company or third company than they did in their first. Anyone in any company can lead you to a whale. Even somebody way down in the whales organization, they don't even know them. When Nikan closed down 14 markets in 2015, leaders left. They went to other companies. Reed and Yvonne Nelson went over to Zija. Look at the history. Paul Orbison was in Excel. When they closed, a few years later, he opened up Fortune High Tech Marketing. They were shut down in 2013. I knew they were going to get shut down in October of 2012. Why? Because I had thousands of leaders or distributors writing to me. 3 of their biggest leaders left, sent emails to everybody, and people were sending me copies. Max, what does this mean? I said, if 10% of this is true, there's no way this company can survive. Company was shut down in 2013. Paul was banned from getting involved in any kind of a network marketing company for life. He joined Zija under someone, brought many of his leaders with him. Actually, it was a family member. The leaders that followed are doing quite well today. Wouldn't you like to have been the person who connected Paul to Zija? Yet, not everyone from Fortune High Tech followed Paul. Many went on to ACN. Some jumped to other companies. Paul died of kidney cancer later in the year. Another recruiter brought, one of her team recruited the master distributor from another company in Pat Anderson's organization. The SEC is going after cryptocurrency companies like crazy. When a top earner leaves a company, they don't go quietly. Now, I know a lot of people in LifeVantage that are making lots of money. But the 5 top earners left. They were recruited away. Remember, there's a story behind every story. Okay? And now, thanks to social media, nobody's being quiet about it. People leave company A to go to company B. Back in 2012, I was the social media trainer for a company called Bellamore. They did a soft launch in October. They had 65,000 people getting free products. The official launch was January of 2013. They had over 750 people in Tampa. The owner of the formula for the products had hired some network marketers to do it. When the money came in, the owner tried to change the deal. The network marketer said, thank you very much, but that's not the deal. They left. They took the software with them. The company went out of business. They lasted 30 days. Brian Tracy's iLearning Global ran for 2 years. Why did it? I was their social media trainer. Why did they stop? Well, there wasn't enough money in it. Sir, it had nothing to do with me. Howard Steger became a student in 2010, brand new to network marketing. He built $1 million business in 11 months using LinkedIn and MySpace. He never liked Facebook. Building his business around the world. Every time his company opened up into a new country, he was recruiting doctors, pastors, ministers, real estate people, and network marketers in those companies, in those countries. Well, 2 years ago, the company filed for bankruptcy. So he had about 6 years making lots of money. Nikki and Michelle from Australia hit a 6-figure income in 2 years. How'd they do it? They connected with a network marketer in another company. Now, they connected with her, and then a year later, she joined their business. So there are all kinds of network marketing companies out there. Leo Sophia, North American Power, Wake Up Now, Fortune High Tech, Sinceria, the Trump Network, Equinox, iLearning Global, Jewway, all these companies. Here today, gone tomorrow. Now, Herbalife was pursued by the Federal Trade Commission, and in 2016 they settled with them, and a lot of companies switched the emphasis from business builder acquisition to customers. Vima was charged by the Federal Trade Commission being a legal pyramid. They were only shut down for a short period of time when they were allowed to reopen The customers could still buy the products, but the business opportunity for the distributor was over. Back in, I think it was, I can't even remember the year, Marty Weworker was one of the top leaders in Vima, and he wanted me to show him how to recruit millennials. Bring someone new into your business with the right mindset, and they can become a whale. He was prospecting Arizona State University, connects with Alex Morton, brings Alex into his business, and in 4 years, Alex earned $1 million, went on to become one of the top earners in Vima. In January, he pulled out of Vima, went over to Jeunesse, and in 30 days, rose to the top. Again, this is not duplicatable. How did he do it? He did it because he had all these people that went with him. And then 3 years ago, he left Jeunesse and he went over to iMarkets Live. A Forex education platform. Now, all kinds of things are changing in this industry, but there's one thing you have to understand. The government looks at these companies under a microscope. They look for one thing. They follow the money. If all the money is made at the beginning by enrolling people, if there is no monthly consumption of products or services or usage, they arbitrarily consider it to be a pyramid. Everybody was laughing 4 years ago when Canaway launched a hemp product, marijuana product. Today, there's over 17 companies that sell or promote some version of a product with CBD oil. Things change. You want to know what's going on in the business? Businessforhome.org, MLM Watchdog, the DSA, MLM.com, or just do a Google search for network marketing, MLM, closing. Gary Walker was one of my earliest students. After connecting with an unhappy network marketer on a social network, Gary added 1,000 new customers to his business. I remember we weren't even doing webinars then. These were conference calls. And he announced he added 1,000 people to his business in a week. There was utter silence on the phone. 12 weeks later, he had over 1,900 customers. 90 days later, he was the biggest distributor in his company because the top guy jumped to another company. Rhonda Collier met two of her biggest business builders on Facebook. They were all both unhappy network marketers. Nothing influences people more than a recommendation from a trusted friend. The more you have in common with someone in another business, the greater the bond, the more likely they will take a look at your business. The charm of fishing is that it's the pursuit of something that's elusive but attainable. It's a perpetual series of occasions for hope. Every day you log on to Facebook, every day you log on to LinkedIn, you have the possibility of being able to connect with somebody who's going to lead you to a whale, because your business grows faster when you land a whale. So, when we talk about the importance of duplication, you could learn from the history and actions of your leaders and top income earners in other companies. I'm going to give you some examples. Jim McCune, Paula Pritchard, Brad Hager, Jimmy Smith, George Ruiz, Ray Gabarra. Jim was a school principal before he joined Amway. He was an emerald on his way to diamond when he lost one of his leaders as a result of their breakaway compensation plan. Jim left Amway, joined Melaleuca. Today's one of the top 12 earners in Melaleuca. He has 4 Amway diamonds in his organization. It's easy for him to talk to anybody in Amway and say, hey, you got this breakaway program. School principals on LinkedIn. Easy way to find other school principals. Paula Pritchard was the first single woman in Amway to become a diamond. She left Amway and she was in 4 other companies, top earner. She joined a company called Zokai. She was again the top distributor. It was a chocolate company. The owners changed the comp plan. It was no longer good for their reps, so she left and she joined Jeunesse. How did she go over to Jeunesse? Teresa Gregory brought her. People follow their friends. Brad Hager. When I met him back in 2000, he was the top distributor in a company called Cyberwise. He had most of the company under him. Decided he wanted to buy the company. They wouldn't sell it, so he left. He went to Zuri. Then he went quietly to FG Express. Now he's into cryptocurrency. Puts himself out there talking about his prowess in helping people become million-dollar earners. Matt Ward was in Visalis. When Brad left Zuri, they recruited him. He didn't stay there very long, but he brought people with him. Jimmy Smith was in USANA, was making $5,000 a week. Thought he'd do better in Isogenics. He went over to Isogenics. Learn the stories of your top earners. Tony Escobar recruited Jimmy Smith into Isogenics from USANA. Jimmy recruited George Ruiz into Isogenics 18 months later. Deborah Kay enrolled her personal trainer, Susan Sly. Susan Sly is one of the top earners in the business. Christine Peterson, after 26 years with Mary Kay, followed other nationals from Mary Kay to Isogenics. Lynn Hagedorn, who was at the top of Arbonne, left Arbonne for Isogenics, brought leaders with her. There are stories like this in every company. George Ruiz has been a $1 million earner in 4 companies. He went over to Isogenics from USANA, and he left Isogenics last year, and now he's in Vaseo. He's on his way to becoming a $1 million earner there. Ray Gabarra was the top earner in Manatech. In 20 years, he was in 40 companies. So how does somebody, it's almost 2 companies a year, get to the top of Manatech? He had a good Rolodex, and he brought lots of people with him from the other companies. Learn the stories. Ed Bastoso owned a drapery business, tried Nu Skin, joined Melaleuca. Rafael Rojas had his own network marketing company, then he joined Melaleuca. Alan Paris has started with Nu Skin at the age of 19, moved to Melaleuca. Jeff Miller owned a clothing manufacturing company, then he joined Melaleuca. Kim Shervany owned a bicycle shop with her husband, tried Nu Skin, and was recruited by Ed Bastoso. Pat Anderson brought network marketing veterans Yvonne and Reed into Nikan, from Nikan into Zija. Dennis and Choi Estes followed the Nelsons. Mac McDonald and Pat followed the Nelsons, and Tony and Jennifer Scoma followed the Nelsons. 2 of the 3 top distributors in Kivana, Mark Yarnell and John Terhune. Well, last year, Kivana was taken over by ZJ. Mark passed away the year before, and John Terhune left, and he went to a cryptocurrency. Actually, he went to another network marketing company for a little bit. Then he went over to a cryptocurrency. Now he's doing something else. He's out of the business. Send out cards. Change their comp plan. People are unhappy. So, for those of you that are trying to build your business, if you're not having the results you want, the reasons are obvious, easy to identify, and simple to fix. It's either the contents of your page, the people you're contacting, or the way you talk to people. Talking to network marketers in other companies, easy to do. But there is a strategy involved. It's subtle. Now, for those of you that are not in fact, in our next boot camp session, and I'm going to put the link in the chat window, we're going to keep registration open in boot camp until after Tuesday's session. Then we're going to start opening registration for the June boot camp. In Tuesday night session, we're going to jump into details on how you can talk to someone in another network marketing company. This is exactly what we talk about in our 2-day top earner retreat. How you can take an unhappy network marketer, even a low-ranked network marketer, and bring all kinds of people with them into your business. That's what we're going to be talking about in our 2-day retreat. I do one of these a quarter. It's the only virtual weekend event in the world where you're actually taught this type of information, okay? If you want to become a 6-figure earner in your business, this is information you absolutely have to know. So let me look in the chat window really quick. Lois, we're going to be talking about how you approach them. It's in the scripts book, but we're going to be talking about it in boot camp on Tuesday night, and we're going to be talking about it in greater detail during our retreat. Okay. Right, the customers can still order. Customers can still order, and but the distributors, if they can find another company that has better products, that's exactly what they're going to try to do. Exactly what they're going to try to do. During this 2-day event, we're going to show you how to apply those 10 secrets. The first one alone helped me get thousands of people to my business in 18 months. It also includes our 90-day game plan. So anybody that registers for the retreat is going to get for free the 90-day game plan. Learn the steps and actions to take over the following 90 days that will result in explosive growth. Learn from the top earners who've done it and taught others to do it. $15 million earners have participated. Our last one had Ed Bestoso from Maluka. Learn from the people who have done it. They're going to show you how you can do it too. Our curriculum on Friday. How I added 1,000 people to my business in 18 months on AOL. How to take those 10 secrets and apply them to your business. The retreat dates are Friday, the 21st and the 22nd. All sessions are recorded. How to develop $1 million mindset. We're going to jump into the 90-day game plan. How to bring in whales, people with large circles of influence. The 4 popular ways people make money online, and how as a network marketer you can recruit people from all of the other categories. How to separate the real deal from the scam, texting tactics for instant results, and how to win over people that are more successful than you. Saturday, how to put the top earner secrets to work so you close more sales in less time. We spend more time on our 90-day game plan. How to manage a growing business, the importance of systems and duplication. And then we're going to put together a plan of action that will take you to a 6-figure income within 12 months. Missy found that we have all kinds of examples of people whose businesses just completely turned around after participating in the retreat. Dave Ledoux was $1 million earner before he took the retreat. He felt like a rookie going through it. Andy Van Dyke brings somebody into her business. He had 50,000 people in his former business. Israel brings somebody over that was making $50,000 a month in another company. Rick Reached out, got 12 people in network marketing to talk to in one day, got 2 of them. Jackie never thought he'd be able to do it. You already saw the one from Jacques. Sheila could barely send an email in January. By July, she lands her first big fish. Namdu, his first 11 years in network marketing, he had a team of 30 people after 9 companies. After putting the formulas to work, today he's got an empire of 15,000 people. Brent Bryson's business in Nu Skin went up 35% in 30 days. Freddie Malero became a 7-figure earner using the information that we're sharing with you. And Dave Angelo jumped to the top of his business within 60 days. Mark was in Miami Beach for his company convention. He says, people are joining me because I tell them I have a system. Your system. Teach them how to prospect on social media. For those of you that just want to get the game plan, go to maxsteingart.com/game plan. Use the promo code 75% off. You drop the price. And if there's anybody that is interested in private coaching, we have a special coaching program that involves not just working with me, but helping you build a team. We have all kinds of success stories, all kinds of examples of people who have gone through my coaching program. And the bottom line for all of you is working with you one-on-one. We're not only going to try to help you master this process. In fact, I can teach anybody how to do this in 5 hours. But what we want to do, her first month, Ann Barante enrolled 26 people in her business. Her first year, she doubled her income. Today, she went from being in the top 20 to now she's in the top 10. Jimmy said, if this works again this week like it did last week, I'll be swimming in money. Because this first week, he made over $20,000. He did it 3 weeks in a row. Suzanne, after coaching with me, became the number 2 recruiter in her business. After a few hours, Jeanette became the best recruiter in her group, signing somebody up every day. Eli generated $170,000 off of Facebook after working with me one-on-one. So, 7 hours, $4,900. We like to help everybody make that money back within 30, 60, or 90 days, depending upon your comp plan. Remember, you don't win a sailboat race by yourself. You need a team. You need a crew. So, we have our diamond training package where not only do you get time with me, but we're going to help you recruit and train 5 inner circle people. You plus everybody in your inner circle get the game plan. You plus 5 people participate in our 2-day retreat. You plus your 5 inner circle leaders, 3 boot camps. To become a top earner, you need a team. You don't become one by yourself. You need an inner circle people that want to build their own teams. So every leader gets a 90-day game plan, the 2-day retreat, 3 boot camps. Same thing for all of your leaders. Plus participating in the retreat. We added $1,000 to the cost, so it was $4,900 for my time, an extra $1,000 for all of this. And we've been giving out a $1,000 scholarship because of the upcoming Memorial Day weekend. I am going to be giving 3 $2,000 scholarships. So if there's anybody that's interested in private coaching, type coaching and your phone number or Skype information in the chat window. And one of my staff members will reach out to you. Get on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/free leads. We're always posting great information. And remember this, folks, life has two rules. Rule number one, never quit. And rule number two, always remember rule number one. There are a lot of unhappy network marketers out there looking for a home. Let me help you bring them into your business, and your business will grow faster.